Hello, Internet, and welcome to a new episode of Pike Sneaking Around. What's this? Okay, this thing makes a sound that is barely audible. So...
Closed. Tight.
Okay. What's that?
There's a small label that says classroom.
Oh, the classroom, yes. What's this? Wilhelm Bürger's letter to Dr. Gygax. Dear Sir. Oh, since his name is Wilhelm. Wilhelm? Wilhelm. The problem forgot an L. Okay, I have to read this with a German accent, I guess. Because Wilhelm Bürger is naturally German or Swiss or Austrian, I guess. Dear Sir, first of all, I'd like to thank you for selecting our bank in order to handle your transactions and account. The jewelers we contacted have made several offers, which generously exceed our experts' estimate of the values of your goods. They also provide solid financial guarantees to back their bids. The discretion of our associates is, as you know, proverbial, and nothing other than this document will reveal the true nature and extent of your transactions. Here is an accounting for each gem and the total sums collected on your behalf, less our commission. You will find that the monies have been deposited in your account for your disposition. Jewel 7 cent 400 Swiss francs, stylus 8 cent 500 Swiss francs, Jewel 12 cent 900 Swiss francs, emerald, and so on and so on and so on. He sold a lot of bloody stones. Wilhelm Bürger. Is that a name in Switzerland, maybe? Wilhelm, where they leave away the L? I don't know. Alright, so we've got the key to the classroom, which I was somehow sure I would need to get into. A little bit of lemonade, and I mean real lemonade. I mean lemons, water, and a little bit of sugar. So, right. Okay, what's this? Complications. Big delay, but goods will be ready on time. Need money because no more stones. A. From New Orleans. I doubt it. Look, this is all in French. And although it is called Orléans, by that time, I mean, we have 1819 something. The folders are naturally in English, in New Orleans. Alright, nevertheless.
A cable from New Orleans sent in the last few weeks.
Yep.
If the shipment of these goods from New Orleans relies upon a transfer of funds from Europe, it is possible the actual exchange won't take place for a few weeks. There may still be time to intervene.
Maybe, Holmes, just maybe. Now let's see, do I have...
Closed. Tight.
Anything in my inventory? That's the classroom key. What about these? Can I...
Closed. Tight.
No. Can I try my infamous spoon on this?
Closed. Tight.
I cannot. Okay. What else do I have here? A book.
The Worship of Ghouls by Count Derlet. I do not think this book would give the reader pleasant dreams if reserved for bedtime reading.
But can I read it?
The Worship of Ghouls.
I cannot. What's this?
I don't know what this Gygax studied, but judging by his office and what I saw before, he is more dangerous than any of his patients.
I dare say so. What's this? Oh, wolf.
This man seems to suffer from every possible mental affliction. Judging by the date of his admission, he must be one of the oldest patients here. The former hospital director researched his case and mentions Wolf's professor. Apparently, he was the only person of influence with the poor fellow. There is even a portrait of the late professor included in with the reports.
Aha. Public School of Gland, 1860. Professor A. H. R. Schwartz. So, and there's the... Seems to be very fond of mathematics, the professor. How does that help me? Oh, of course. Think logical. This guy will only talk to Professor Schwartz. Professor Schwartz is not here, but I want him to talk to me, so I just need to look like that. I've got spectacles, right? I've got a hairpiece, but where do I get a beard?
So this is Professor Schwartz. I need a name to continue my research.
I can't look at the others.
I need a name to continue my research.
I should have looked at the others first, because now... What's here? Nothing.
This lock is too complex for this tool.
Abstellkammer. So this is the lumber room. Can I break it open? I can.
Oh my God!
I'm an atheist, Holmes. Oh?
These birds are from the aviary. They served a purpose beyond mere decoration.
Which would be...
A notebook detailing the experiments conducted by Mr. Gyjax.
Theory. By comparing the cerebrums of talking birds and the patients, we will find similarities in shape. These similarities in shape will imply similar functioning. In particular, the portion of the human brain which corresponds to that of birds governs both vital functions common to all higher beings and the formation of articulated sounds. I don't think that's scientifically sound, because the similarities in shape within a brain of two totally different species. Birds aren't even mammals. That's pretty far-fetched. Practice validates this theory. A patient whose cerebrum portions not replicated in the talking birds were destroyed continued eating and producing sounds, though they had no real significance. Holy shit, he opened somebody's head, removed... If a patient's life is maintained and gradually parts of his cerebrum are removed, it should be possible to identify which human functions correspond to each distinct section of the cerebrum. Therefore, this procedure will identify the sole cerebral functions that serve our experiment, those that enable the individual to survive and produce precise articulated sounds. We may then remove all except these core cerebrum elements in our subjects. Practice validates this theory. Unfortunately, the lack of collaboration by the subjects does not allow me to isolate the part of the cerebrum corresponding to reading or acquiring new knowledge. I do not have enough expendable patience for test subjects, as most are needed for the cause. I'll have to find another way. Okay, this is a good example of science for science's sake. He's curious, but he doesn't have any morals. Rather like a preacher. Okay. Theory. By using the phonetic system, the patient, regardless of nationality, learns the specific song. Oh, that's related to our case. However, they must repeat and commit this phonetic-based song to memory while they are in full possession of their senses. The question is, will they retain the ability to articulate this learned song after the undesired cerebral sections are removed? He's turning people into ghouls, that's what he's doing, by messing with their brains, literally. Practice validates this theory. The patients react favorably to the training and the use of phonetics. The destruction of the superfluous parts of the cerebrum does not adversely affect the patient's recent memories. In fact, these recent memories stay close to the surface and can be triggered by association with food. Once this association is established, the patient will recite the learned song in a continuous loop, and the withholding or rewarding of a bonbon can influence the quality of that elocution further. The patients would thus be capable of fulfilling their assigned tasks submissively and faithfully without rebelling, and while staying alive as long as possible. So he's working on people's brains here.
I feel great pity for the patients who must have been tied to this machine.
He messes around with their brains, and his goal is to get zombies, basically, or ghouls, which behave docile, who are not rebellious, who do not struggle or cry out, but who are capable of learning a song and repeating that song for some kind of ritual. Can be my only guess.
The faint signs remaining on this blackboard are in phonetics. It appears that people were forced to recite some text with no real understanding of its meaning. It's a pity that the text was erased.
Reports. On the blackboard in Guy Jacks's workroom, I found faint traces of phonetic inscriptions. It would seem people were given this text to recite, most likely by force. The use of phonetics suggests these people were unfamiliar with the language and therefore also unable to grasp its meaning. But they knew phonetics. That's stupid. I mean, a Maori doesn't understand English language, but he can't read phonetic signets. No. You have to teach him phonetic sign language first, and then you can teach him a song without him grasping its meaning. Oh well, anyway. Unfortunately, the doctor erased the writing after he had finished with his lesson. The exact wording and meaning of the text is not clear. It's probably what they did. They wrote just down... They wrote phonetics, and then they just told him what it means, and then forced them to recite. They don't need to actually be able to read phonetics. Should be phonetics. They just need some symbol to associate with a sound. The method of teaching the subjects an unknown phrase through forced memorization could also explain the horrific experiments performed on the brains of the talking birds. Who is capable of repeating better than a Mina bird? Okay, what's this? It's not a door, seemingly. Can I do anything here? No. Okay. Back to that classroom. There's Wolf. I need a beard in order to talk to him, and I don't have a beard. So... Hello?
I believe I'm close to finding what I need. Do you know this man downstairs, the one perpetually reciting his multiplication tables?
Yes, he is Wolf, but you will get nothing from him. He will only speak with one man, this Professor Schwartz, but I believe he died a long time ago.
Perhaps the medical files on this man Wolf will be helpful.
I actually already read them.
Impossible.
Impossible. I can't get into the Waschküche. Okay, but here I've got the key. Aha. They're learning basic mathematics, really? 2 times 2 is 2. X minus 2 is 2. 2 plus 2 is I don't know, and 2 plus 2 is... Okay, there's a letter. Some butterflies. What is this? Very long rods, perhaps to hit students with. Never know, this is... Oh, what's this?
This should prove useful. And now, time to become the good Professor Schwartz and pay a visit to Wolf.
Oh, was that a beard? It is. What an unbelievable coincidence. They have a false beard in the classroom. It's this. Can't read it. Oh?
It must be used to punish insolent pupils. Slightly excessive.
I dare say. Ugh. Okay, what have we got here? Bookcase. Somebody playing cards. What's that? Checkers? Pyramid. Also for people who don't behave, I guess. Okay, apart from this, there's nothing here. Letter from Professor Herzog. Dr. Gyjax, as your staff informed me, you could not see me before my departure, and since you implied during our last meeting that my responsibilities at the Institute would be fulfilled by you, I believed it wise to leave your word here. Please understand that the mission entrusted to me by health authorities in this country is not taken lightly, and it is worth the investment they are making. That is why I inquired into the personal files of every patient, their records, and asked for the specific reasons for your refusal to admit certain patients to the class. Though this is my first assignment, I believe that these initiatives were not dealt with appropriately or in a way that similarly placed establishments would employ. Future experience will confirm if this is true. But this is not the reason for my letter. Once again, I want to draw your attention to the anonymous patient whom you assigned to the laundry, for which I am gratified. 3 days ago I was a witness to yet another of his wonderful reawakenings. I was attempting to explain extremely basic concepts concerning gravity to him, when he answered my questions by going to write on the board in his typical mechanical manner. Then, without saying a word, and before I could stop him, he began writing a series of equations which greatly exceeded my own knowledge in this field. Oh, a little mathematical genius there. I copied them before he could erase them and consulted appropriate texts at my college library. To my shock, his equations accurately depicted the relative movements of celestial bodies in our universe and their mutual gravitational influence. I did not understand the half of these calculations, but I was able to determine that they contained no errors. Based on these facts, I beg you to transfer him to the university hospital. I took the liberty of contacting a former colleague and arranged the necessary funds for his transportation and care. They hope to achieve great results in treating his amnesia, as they can confront this man with people having a similar degree of education and knowledge. I hope that you will honor my request. G. Herzog. Okay, so seemingly they're
Who is this anonymous patient? Perhaps there is a file on him, as with the other patients.
Yeah, might want to check that. So they have mathematical genius here. Seemingly an astrophysician. Somebody who knows about astronomy.
Impossible.
Still can't open this one. Maybe with the poker. Break it in.
Impossible.
Possible. Okay, let's check the file of this anonymous patient. Dr. Gyjax. Go. An anonymous patient. The others are not to be checked.
Ah, here's the file I was seeking. It can only be our mysterious patient. What a strange character.
Is he now? Only one of the files found in the Institute's examination room is recent enough to be considered as dealing with the patient mentioned in Professor Herzog's letter. The file indicates the man was found on a river bank and was almost dead. He remained in the rescuer's town for several months. Unfortunately, he suffered from sudden and uncontrollable fits of anger and was placed in a local asylum. He showed no signs of improvement under their care and was consequently sent to the Black Edelweiss. This patient is mute and suffers from after effects of a cranial fracture. Including amnesia, so he was hit over the head. He's capable of performing menial tasks and seems to have an extraordinary aptitude for lessons giving here. How peculiar. You know what? I think I could place a name on this anonymous patient. Oh, no, they didn't. Did they? Or maybe they did. If I'm correct, then they have drawn into this adventure an old enemy of Sherlock Holmes. This is 1894. Yes, that would fit. Interesting. Okay. He was found on a riverbank. Cranial fracture, including amnesia. Okay. Alright, I don't know if Holmes is thinking the same thing as I do, but I know of a professor called Moriarty. And he wrote a book. A book that was called, I don't know, something about an asteroid. The body of an asteroid. Something about an asteroid. He was a professor of mathematics and astronomy, and of course a criminal mastermind. He fought with Holmes at the Reichenbach Falls in, I don't know, when was that? 1891, 1892? Could be. Doesn't say how long ago this was. And they both, Moriarty fell down into the falls. He might have survived that. He hit his head, almost drowned while the river was pulling him away. Could be. Question is, where is he now? We have no idea, ladies and gentlemen. We have no idea. Could it be that our old enemy Moriarty is in here? Where is that? Kein Zutritt. Oh, that's the well. The body. No. That's Wolf. Where is Moriarty? If it is Moriarty. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll find out in the next episode. Pike is signing off.